I got to tell you something. I've been in New York a long time now. And there are very few places where I've gone where I've thought like, boy, this is really scary. And I mean, out of all of the boroughs and all of the places, within reason, I have really never felt like I got to get the hell out of here. This is like land of the dead or the zombies, except for Philly. That is a rough place. I gotta tell you something. Wow. There's a lot of great stuff there. The cradle of our civilization, the Constitutional Center, the birthplace, the tomb, the burial of Tench Cox, my particular hero. But just walking the streets, you've got to see this place. And what they've got is something New York doesn't. New York may have some, a zombie here and there. And again, I'm serious. I thought, boy, New York is really looking pretty bad. Not like Philly. But what Philly has in New York it doesn't have is they have people who, instead of having a camp or maybe a shopping cart or even some kind of makeshift plywood or cardboard or some kind of a shelter or something. And by the way, I'm not saying this to mock these people. Please, this is sad. They will have people who we saw one time right around the corner from us. We had this couple that was in this little cardboard. It's kind of like kids playing fort, like this cardboard little. They're doing heroin or something. At least there's, I don't want to say the accoutrement of some kind of something or other. But in Philly, they just pass out on the street or fall asleep, maybe over a grating. Today it wasn't even that cold. And the funk and road custard and sweat and grime and steam of the underground sewers and subways and this is preferred. It wasn't even cold. I can understand if it's cold, the steam, but they're just lying out there or dead or zombified just on the street. No, in New York, they have possessions or something, maybe bags, or this is just shoes, no, just dead, just right there, seemingly dead. It's just incredible. Like they're just napping or comatose in the middle on a street. I've never seen this. We don't have this here. And we were talking to somebody, the homeless. I said, this isn't about homeless. This is mentally ill. This is drug addicted. They should pick these people up off the street and institutionalize them for a minimum 72 hours. Find out what the hell is the matter with them. Have they contracted some communicable disease? Are they near death? Give them some. I'm all for helping people out. We have emergency resources, but get them off the street. Cops are just walking by like, leave them alone. They're not homeless. That's a symptom. This one guy was shoeless, toothless, penniless, jobless, futureless. There's a lot of less there. The home. You're not going to put him in a shelter. He's going to say, "Oh, thanks a lot. Now I can get back on my feet." Yes, it's certainly preferred to this, but these folks oftentimes don't want to go to a shelter with other people inside, where you have to share tight quarter spaces with some rather, I'm sorry, unsavory people who, for whatever reason, have not been able to comport and comply with the rigors of humanity. Now, I'm not trying to mock anybody. Do you see me laughing? This isn't a joke. There was a time when these folks were institutionalized. They were put into Creedmoor and Bellevue. But then around the 70s, somebody said, oh, this is too, this is too inhumane. We can't do this. Let them go. Let them go. This is what gave structure. You're talking about people who are so, there's a word, and I don't want to say it, but I think you know what it is. As to the degree of their sickness and illness, it is beyond anything anybody has seen. And for anybody to look at this and say, oh, this is about homelessness. That's absurd. Absurd. Mental illness compounded with drug addiction, compounded with psychiatric problems, exacerbated and combined with no diet. God knows what thiamine deficiencies, and who in the hell knows? B12 deficiencies have caused neurological problems. I mean, this is a problem that is medical, psychiatric, and it's not about lodging. This is the part I don't understand. And if I didn't know better, I would think people like this were deliberately kept there to add to the horror, not so to speak, but actually the horror that is attendant to this absolute, abject, mental, social, spiritual poverty. These people, my mother used to always say, I never forget this, she says, remember, whenever you see somebody, this was once a cute little baby. This was somebody's son. The thing that I couldn't believe, there's a woman who is right, it doesn't matter what if I tell you where she is, but she's right across the street from this very nice Nordstrom's, right? 57th and 8th, this beautiful Nordstrom's, wow. And right in front of this Subway, she sits there with this, she looks like she's 80 years old, on the street, but she has her possessions, and she has makeup on. You can see her eyelash. And the other day she was doing her fingernails. She's on the street, but she had her possessions. This is the thing I kept noticing. She had bags and collections of her belongings. These people in Philly, they don't have a sign. They don't ask for anything. They don't even put out a cup, nothing. They're not begging. They're just like dead. It's incredible. New York, homeless, for lack of a better word. They ask for something. I don't want to say they look organized. It's a strange concept. We've got to get our act together and come to grips with how we're going to deal with the mentally ill, because it's flourishing at levels, and we're seeing younger and younger. When you see somebody who is this destitute, this young, in the old days, we used to call these people bums and winos and pejorative, but they were older. They had fallen off the trajectory. These folks they've never even made it onto the conveyor belt of society yet. Immediately. Look what happened. They're young enough to still have family or something. They're not, divorced and they've lost their jobs. I'm not trying to compartmentalize various degrees of destitute existence, but this is something. And that's just one place. We got to get serious about this. By the way, which party's talking about this? Which? Nobody. Now, I'd appreciate if you like this video. It sounds weird to say, would you like this video? I'm just giving you this horrible depiction of life, but like the video for this algorithm. Please subscribe to my channel. It's a good one. And please, I want to hear from you. Comment as you see fit.